Good evening, everyone. This is your Superintendent Mark Schwartz, and welcome to Back to School Night. On behalf of the Board of Education, the Borough of Madison, and the faculty and staff of students at Madison Public Schools, I welcome all of you, parents and guardians, to this unique school year like no one has experienced before. I want to begin by thanking everyone in our school community for their tremendous efforts in getting us here. Our principals and central office administrators who worked around the clock all summer and through their weekends to ensure that our schools' procedures and schedules would be uniquely tailored to this uncertain year. Our faculty members who joined our efforts this summer to ensure that our instruction and services were optimized for the needs of students and families. Our support staff who maintained our operations and building preparations, working in person within the school buildings while many continued to work from home. Our Board of Education members who found their volunteer roles turn into full-time jobs as we evaluated policy, vetted plans, and met with the community. Our community partners who demonstrated understanding and offered constant support. You parents who stayed engaged throughout the summer, offered support, and kept a positive attitude as we navigated media coverage and ever-changing guidance from government agencies. And most importantly, our students who have made the most of an incredibly disruptive time in this last spring and have returned to school fully embracing their learning and the safety measures that we have in place now. While I want to keep this message short, I'd be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to share with you some important information about the future of our schools. First, I want to share that we are well on our way to transitioning to phase 2, in which some students will return to school on a daily basis. All parents and students must recognize, however, that there has never been a time before where the actions of the few can impact the community as a whole. So be safe, keep distance, avoid high-risk gatherings, wash your hands, and mask up. Next, I'd like to share with you a new vision for wellness in Madison schools that's rooted in the work of renowned psychologist Dr. Martin Seligman. Dr. Seligman is considered the founder of positive psychology. He's a past president of the American Psychological Association, and he's a widely respected researcher. In his recent book, Dr. Seligman has put forth a new theory of wellness based on his decades of research. According to his theory, there are 5 domains of wellness that lead individuals to reaching a state in which they thrive or flourish, as his book is called. And they're represented in an acronym called PERMA, in which P is for positive emotion, in which individuals have a general sense of feeling good. E is for engagement, in which people experience a focused mind or flow state. Athletes know this as being in the zone. R is for healthy relationships, which are critical to everyone's well-being. M is for meaning or purpose in one's work or life direction. And finally, A is for achievement or accomplishment. While all theories have limitations, there are many insights that can be gleaned from this research-based model, and 2 specific takeaways that have significant explanatory value for our schools. The first is that happiness should not be the primary focus of wellness. Of course, when a person's well, they will experience happiness from time to time, but there are plenty of times in life where happiness is not appropriate, such as when someone is grieving the loss of a loved one. There's nothing wrong with you if you're not happy in difficult times. If you are unhappy, however, there is work that can be done within the model of PERMA to bring you back to a state of positive emotion. The second piece is that achievement must be recognized as a fundamental part of wellness. Too often we create a false dichotomy that says that wellness and achievement are working against each other. According to this theory, our faculty and parents will achieve the highest form of wellness when we pursue meaningful accomplishments through engaging work, healthy relationships, and in a warm and supportive environment. As the school year progresses, we'll share more on how the PERMA model may inform our actions and school culture in the future. But finally, I want to share with you some of our district efforts that we will be presenting as district goals in the coming weeks. These areas of focus are being informed by our district staff, our community, and our students to make sure that our whole organization is aligned in the same effort. These goal areas are, first, innovation and engagement, in which we seek to increase student ownership over their learning; social justice and anti-racism, in which we will strive to reduce prejudice and create inclusion; equitable outcomes, where we'll continue our commitment to making sure that we have supports and systems in place to make sure that all students are successful regardless of their circumstances; social emotional learning, which will tie in the work of PERMA and also provide students with strengths and tools to become more resilient; and finally, we'll look at our buildings and our grounds and our budgeting to make sure that we're aligning our resources so that we can have all people flourish here. I know this is quite a bit of information, and if you missed some of it, don't worry. We'll be providing some additional communications to you on these topics coming up. So please make sure that you continue to read our school and district information for you, and enjoy the presentations and gather what information you can from these back to school night events. We have a lot of challenges, but we're going to get through them together. So thank you for partnering with us. I hope that you enjoy this unforgettable back to school night experience, and I look forward to seeing you all again very soon.